Hey guys, it's Nate with Skid Steer Solutions, and today we're going to be going over 4 game-changing attachments out there that are must-have for any skid steer operator. So the first one on the list right now is augers, and augers is a great attachment. It's something that's very versatile. That's one of the reasons it made it onto this list. It's a great attachment for a wide range of operators, whether you have a piece of land and you're using it as a homeowner, or you're someone using your machine week in, week out. An auger can be a really useful attachment. One of the great things about augers, like I said, they're versatile. So you can put mixing bowls on some augers that allow you to mix concrete. You can also use rock augers if you're in some really hard ground, standard earth auger bits, which is great for just digging in your backyard. Then you also have things like stump planers, which take down stumps and essentially acts as a stump removal tool. You also have spiral splitters. Those are great if you're trying to chop up a really big log or something that has a lot of knots in it. So that's one of the reasons the auger made it onto the list. It's very versatile, it's cost effective, and it definitely saves you time. All right, next on the list is going to be mowers. One of the reasons mowers made the list, to be honest, is they're really fun to use. It's actually one of my favorite attachments. I love using it. I love sitting in the skid steer and cruising, cutting a big old path of blackberries down in front of me. It's a great feeling. But one of the real reasons it made the list as well is you can actually take a big piece of property that has tons of brambles and small saplings and things like that, cut that down in a number of hours and have a much more usable lot, or at least something you can start developing. And that's one of the great reasons we put the mower on the list, is it's something that allows you to actually take a piece of property and transform it in a very short period of time. So it's really something that we recommend for every skid steer operator out there. If you have any questions on mowers, we have a ton of options on the site, so feel free to give us a call or check out Skid Steer Solutions. All right, so next on the list we have your bucket, which a lot of people are gonna say that's a pretty standard attachment, a pretty basic attachment. And yeah, it is a pretty basic attachment, but it is definitely a needed attachment. It's one of those attachments that gets sold with more skid steers than any other attachment because it's so versatile and it's so needed. Almost every job site you're gonna see buckets on. Most people who own a skid steer, like I said, have the bucket already. And it's really versatile. You can have buckets with different teeth options, like this one, which is an actual tooth bucket. They have flat edge or smooth edge buckets. They have rock buckets or skeleton buckets, which allow you to actually sift through material. They have 4-in-1 buckets, which act as almost a grapple in a way. We can kind of go over that in the future here. There's all kinds of different versions of the bucket, but there's really no way to get around it. It's a great attachment. It saves you a lot of time when you're working, because realistically, I'm not going to be able to do nearly as much with a shovel and myself as I can in a couple minutes with this big bucket and a large skid steer. I can scoop a lot of material, I can push material, I can move stuff from one side of the job site to the other. In my personal experience, that's actually been one of my favorite things about the bucket, is I've used buckets multiple times on skid steers or mini skids where I'm using it almost as a wheelbarrow. Well, I'll scoop some material out of the back of a truck and move it across the property, and that way I'm not wheelbarrowing it or trying to move my truck back. I can actually just move it with the skid steer very simply and put it exactly where I need that product or where I need that material. So that's one of the reasons buckets made it on there. It is basic, but it is definitely a needed attachment, and we highly recommend them. All right, lastly on the list, we have grapples. And grapples are a great attachment for pretty much any skid steer owner, honestly, whether it is, you're doing it for yourself, doing it on a job site. But one of the reasons grapples made the list is there is so many different options for different types of grapples out there. So no matter what you're using that for, there is a grapple out there for you. And one of the things that's great about grapples is it saves the individual using them quite a bit of time. If you're on a job site, usually by yourself, you can use your grapple and go get a huge pile of the debris that you're moving, or maybe some stumps you're trying to get rid of, and you can move those on the job site by yourself way easier than you would without a skid steer. So that's one of the reasons grapples made it into the needed attachments, or the attachments we recommend that you have in your arsenal. And we definitely recommend that you check out some grapples. Skid Steer Solutions has a very wide range of those, so feel free to check us out online. And I wanted to also bring up one honorable mention. This is one we talked about, and it's a great option for people who maybe you don't have enough space to have a lot of attachments, or maybe you're just, hey, I don't have enough need to buy all these different attachments right now, and I need something that can kind of do twofold for me. And that's a 4-in-1 bucket. It's a really great option for people who maybe need a bucket, but they might need to use a grapple sometimes, but it's not an often thing. Thanks for watching our video on 4 game-changing attachments. I'm really curious to see what you guys thought about the video, and also any attachments you think should have made the list. So please leave a comment below with those. I'm really interested to read them. Again, it's always great to do these videos, and we appreciate everyone who gives us a like and all up subscribers. Please subscribe if you do want to see more great content like this. Check out the link below to skidsteersolutions.com, and as always, we'll see you out there.